But what I was saying was,
Yeah,
this is an older picture of Atlanta, and they got you can see like right here in this area. That's where they're building a lot of those high rise buildings or apartments or whatever. But they
yeah,
got a lot of stuff going on downtown. It looks like New
yeah.
York.
I
Everything's
like
sleek.
yeah, I like that background. That's why everybody going up to Atlanta. You know, a lot of people move to Atlanta, man.
Yeah, you can live in a really affordable place if you make like a really good amount of money. You can live nice and comfortably
That's
up
kind of
in
how
like
it is out here. I think that's in the South in general. If you make a decent wage, you can pretty
oh
much get
yeah.
a nice crib, you know, because we looking to, you know, get something bigger soon. So
Oh yeah, y'all trying to upgrade?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. You
We've
balling, son.
no, we've been saving, brother.
Oh, I feel you.
Yeah, we've been saving. It got to
But
get a
but
little
so,
better. My the worst thing I think is eating out, man. It just with her working and me working and the kids, that's you know, sometimes, you know, I'll be supposed to cook and I just be like, man,
yep.
I ain't
That's how
cooking
we,
nothing. We gonna eat out.
I look.
And the
We
kids is like,
had we had chicken wings two 2 days out the week one time. Like last week, we've been eating like trizash,
yeah, and the kids is had,
like
you know,
trash.
they all they think all they want to do is eat out anyway. So
Well,
yeah.
my Pokemon, aka my wife, I'm just playing. uh, no, but she when she just wants to eat, like go out to eat, is we just do that. We don't even think twice. But
Yeah,
you know,
no, we don't either. But it's like, but until like I'll start spazzing out like at the end of the month because I'll go look through my bank statements and I just be adding up all the eating out and I'll be like, oh my God, man.
you done already spent a grip, a
Man,
grip.
easy,
Dude, you
easy.
got what? It's four of y'all, so you got
Man. Yo,
it's
and
an eighty
they
dollar bill.
yeah, every time at least close to $100.
Yes.
Cause they be wanting different shit. Like one want this, one want that, you know.
Uh huh.
So
That's one thing I ain't looking forward to is having to pay for
I'm
as
about to
many
start.
kids as we got.
I'm about to start cooking again. Fuck all that.
No, I was cooking and I was doing well. Like at the beginning of the year, I was doing very well. I was making all types of stuff. And that's when we were fasting and then we started getting on this
Yeah.
workout tip in the summertime. I was whipping stuff up. But I mean, I cuz I can't cook. I couldn't cook at
Oh,
all.
you can't cook?
No, well, I can cook now. Just but not it's not like the best. I need to learn how to
You know who swear
add
they
stuff.
can cook? Cause I can cook like really well. But
No, I'm not. I'm
you
not
know who
like
swear
that.
they
No,
can
no, no.
cook? John swear he can cook.
Kenny,
I don't know. I seen
I
like
think he can.
I seen some pictures. He may be able to do a little better now, but I seen some pictures of one of his plates before we had like the family chat. That shit wasn't looking too delicious.
I think he can cook. People who struggle know how to cook.
What you trying to say? He's struggling?
At one point in your life, if you was a struggling, if you were
Dude,
struggling, you know how
yo,
to cook.
when I moved to Michigan, like when I first moved to Michigan, Luanda was first pregnant with Bryant.
Uh-huh.
And I was so used to working all this overtime. When I went to Michigan, they ain't have no overtime, nigga. When I say I was broke and struggling because I'm trying to take care of, I'm living in Michigan and
Yeah.
Lawanda living in Canada. I'm trying to take care of two households, but I ain't bringing in the same income. Nigga, struggling.
Yeah,
Living
bro.
off, yo, I was living off noodles and like, uh, like microwave
Spaghettios,
sausages and shit. It was crazy.
Dunkaroos.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. I had to
I
get
was
the
like
fuck
that
up
at
out of
one
there.
point.
Yeah.
I just felt the lowest of my life. This is when I was living with my homeboys. We had an apartment up in
I
San
remember
Antonio.
that. I remember that. And that's when y'all like was hold on. I don't want to throw nobody out there, but wasn't somebody not paying or moved out or did something that they wasn't supposed to, if I do recall, or no? That wasn't it?
No, no, I don't think that was me. We never had
No,
those
it was
issues.
somebody else then. Okay.
Yeah, we ain't had. I mean, I know I've probably was a little late a couple times, but um, it wasn't like a super problem. That's because man, that's a whole nother story. Anyway, struggling. Yeah, I felt real low. Like I had no money, absolutely no money. My roommates, they, I mean, they left, and I was like at the house by myself with no food, like just feeling like, dang, this is what homelessness is outside of living in this apartment because
Well,
it was
yeah.
bad. It was real bad. But
Was that your first time living on your own?
yeah, outside of college, no, no, that wasn't the first time.
Okay.
No, yeah, outside of college, yeah, that was. Because I had an apartment when I was in Augusta. Me and my homeboy Demarcus, and we had a place for like 6 months. That's when I left. But
Mhm.
this was my second place, by myself.
Okay. My
So
first my first place was a damn. I had just what happened. My house had burned down. I was living with my grandmother. The house burned down, so I went and got an apartment. I was 19.
this wasn't with Barber,
That was my
Sherwood.
that was my second apartment,
Okay.
but it was through the same leasing company. So,
Ah,
but it was a one bedroom, and it was in an old hospital that they turned into an apartment complex, and that shit was just spooky as hell in there, dude. Cause like the corridors you go in, it's just dark, and you just felt some energy in there, man. Like some people had died. I'd be in my apartment, dude. I used to go in my room and lock the door. I'd be scared as hell in my
damn.
bedroom. I would go in my bedroom, go in there because I had to walk down the damn corridor, and it was just like eerie as hell. Very like shit didn't feel right. I hated sleeping there, bro. I used to have niggas over my house all the time. Like that's the only time I would have like people over my house all the time because I hated being in that bitch by myself.
How long were you in the place if you were that scared?
2 months, 2 months maybe. Then I got the
Uh,
fuck up out of there,
Did anything fall off the wall, like a picture or something like
dude.
that?
I used to just go in that motherfucker, man, and close my eyes and force myself to sleep, bro. It just didn't feel right. I was like, man, maybe I was thinking because it's my first apartment, but I transferred like 2 months. I had to go get a notary sign on my lease because I was
Hmm.
transferring so early because I had just signed. I signed a year lease, and that's when I transferred over to the Sherwoods. And I was like, oh, this shit ain't no. It was that building. Something was going on. Yeah,
So, how long were you at Sherwood?
I was there for about 2 years, maybe.
Yeah, I felt like you were there for a long time. No,
Yeah,
not a long time. It was a short time because I remember coming to your place one time,
yeah, like a
and that was
year,
it.
year and a half. It was a year and a half because I finished out the lease, or was it a year? It might have just been a year. Now that I think about it,
Oh, okay.
yeah. Well, yeah, it was a year. They added it was 18 months because I had the 6 month lease at a year at the other spot. Then they tacked on 6 months when I went and got the notary because I was transferring apartments. So I had to stay a little longer. So it was 18 months. Then
Mm.
yeah. Then I dipped.
See that thing that I didn't get a chance to be completely by myself. Like I've always had a roommate.
I've had a
And
roommate once, my cousin Jason.
how that work out?
It was all right. Our schedules was different. So um we it didn't clash. And I'm not really, I don't really had too many people in my spot. And he didn't really have a lot of company. So it was cool. Worked
Okay.
out fairly well. And me and
See
him
what?
and me and him get along. So it ain't,
Right.
I used to live in the back. They had a back house, like an old back house. He lived up in the front house, and me and my cousin Darren lived in the back house. So
A
I've
back
lived,
house?
yeah,
It's a
yeah.
back house.
Like you got the
The house
house
in
in
the
the
back.
front, and then you got a little smaller house in the back.
Oh,
The
like
back house.
literally. Okay.
Literally, yeah, on the same property. You got your front house, there's a duplex, and then the back is like a small little cottage looking house. It was a piece of shit.
Y'all living in a tree house.
Man, that's basically what it was, bro. I felt like when the wind was blowing, I thought the walls was gonna fall out.
Oh, how long y'all there?
Shit. 2 years before. Oh, excuse me. 2 years before it burnt down. Then the house burned down.
Oh, that's what happened.
Mhm.
Okay.
That's when I dipped and moved. Like my senior year, and when I first started working and shit.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. So that's kind of how that shit went. But that house was terrible, bro. It was terrible. Like the fucking inside, the roof was falling down and shit. It was bad, bro.
I've
He was
never
supposed
lived.
he was supposed to be fixing that shit up, but womp womp. When
I've
we
never
first
lived
moved
in
in
a
there, we didn't
tree
even
house.
have a toilet.
So what the hell would you do to?
We had to go to their house and doodle, but we would it just depended if it was cold sometimes. Shit, it was a hole in there. So sometimes we would piss in the hole, or man, we would piss in the 2 liter bottle or go
How were
outside.
y'all living
Yo,
so
it was
savagely?
man, because we had moved out the projects thinking that he was supposed to fix this house up. My grandmother was trying to get me and my cousin out the projects because we was in there. We was just in the projects wilding out. Projects was getting super, super dangerous and shit. Niggas was getting killed. It just
Mhm.
became really. So she was trying, and we was, it was all our boys. So we out doing the same dumb shit. Like we wasn't innocent. It wasn't like she was trying to move us because all the shit around us was bad. We was bad as hell too. So she was just trying to get us out that setting.
Right.
So we moved in the summer. We were supposed to move in the summertime. We pull up with the U-Haul. Man, the house ain't done. It's dusty as hell in there. Ain't no toilet, ain't no bathtub. This
I'll
the
stay 2 years.
well, we stayed in there. How long did we stay when it was? See, and only good thing was here's the good thing. Here's the good thing about that. It's always a silver lining. You can always find something. My
Uh-huh.
my grandmother, Big Ma, stayed in the upstairs apartment in the front house with my great grandmother because it wasn't no toilet. She was a little bigger, so she couldn't be walking back and forth trying to, go from the back house to the front house to pee. If she got to use the bathroom, her big ass got to get it on that toilet, right? So me and
Yeah.
my cousin stayed in the back house by ourselves for about like shit 2-3 months while they was working on the house. So at night we be back there by ourselves. We have everybody in there. That shit be going crazy. House was crazy.
Damn.
Yeah.
We ain't had that much fun.
Yeah, no, hell no. Yeah, we
I
was
knew
fucking
some people
wilding
that
out.
were in high school. They were seniors and they had their own apartment. They mom, like I think their parents were in another city. And they had their own apartment. It was brothers.
We kind of had it like that for my junior and my senior year because when we were in the projects my junior year, my grandmother worked from 4 in the afternoon till midnight. So
Damn.
6 years, yeah, she cook, leave us food. By the time we get out of school, I finish football practice or something. Shit, boom, we in the house by ourselves till midnight. So we be in that motherfucker, have a bunch of niggas in the house. About like 11 o'clock, it's time to clean up. if you don't help,
Yeah.
if you don't help clean up, you can't come over no more.
Look, my mom was always home. My mom was always home. We
Nah,
could do
man.
anything. We didn't.
Nah, hell nah.
We mom. She was always home, and we would, I'd go outside, and my friends, their parents were always gone. We go to their house, but it'd be like from like 10 to like 3. It'd seem like all day, but we,
Yeah. No,
but
literally,
yeah,
we be in that motherfucking in that house from like 4 until like 10, 11. We be in that motherfucker all day.
good
Yeah.
grief.
Yep.
What would you do if you had a crib like that? Your son was doing the same thing.
See,
Yeah,
it's
son, this is what
bad.
you do.
It's bad because if it's my son, I feel differently than if it's my daughter. And
Man, that's
I,
so jacked up.
I shouldn't, but it's different, man. That's my little princess. I can't have her have no niggas up in the house. Not with
Not
my little
niggas though.
princess.
Not dudes. And her girlfriends, her homies.
Oh, see, I wouldn't care. See, we had like it was niggas and girl,
Okay.
it was men and women in the crib with me. Like I wasn't just it wasn't about to be no bunch of dudes in the house. Where they do that at?
I know that.
Yeah, no sausage parties.
Yeah, understood.
Nah,
Understood.
no sauce. Now it was a couple times. It may be like a couple of my boys. We couldn't. We ain't had no girls. It's been times where it's just me and like 2 or 3, but it ain't just gonna be a house full of niggas. No,
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't do that either. It wasn't about that. None of my roommates was like that.
Plus, my cousin that I was living with, Darren, he always he's like a scout. He gonna go out. He be mingling. I'm from the west side. I didn't know people on the east side, like no girls, until really because of him, because his ass be everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
He'd be like, "Yo, we got these girls." I'd be like,
Mm-hmm.
You got one for me? Yeah, bring them up. Bring them up.
Buffalo had ugly girls too, bro.
You crazy. Buffalo got some fine women too. It's ugly everywhere, bro. It's ugly.
Yeah, but
everywhere.
you measure by the average look of
I
the
can't say that,
female.
man. It
It's
just
Houston. New York is pretty low in my list.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know about all that, bro. I'm not gonna sit here and let you disrespect my city, but it's ugly everywhere, bro. I came down to Atlanta. Y'all had some booger wolves.
Of course.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on.
But when they bad, they bad. Look, I got one.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying I can't say nothing because my wife Caribbean. She's not from Buffalo, so.
No, she is down there with the islands.
With the islands. Hey, I'm about to bring my boy in. His name Marlon. Y'all can meet
Marlon coming in.
Yeah, Marlon coming in. Hold
okay.
On. If we get
here
him
we
in
cut.
Uh-oh.
Add.
Yo.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can't see you though. We just got an M for you.
I gotta get my background together.
What's up, man?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
My man Marlon. Marlon, this is my cousin Marcus. Marlon has a podcast. There we go. He got
okay.
Up. Yeah.
I gotta let y'all know off the top. Yeah.
Yeah. So he a Laker fan.
I know you happy.
What, man? You sitting there, let me switch my back.
He's a happy man today.
Oh yeah.
We're doing all right.
But he also a Chargers fan, so
yeah. But the Chargers got some they can do it if they want to. They're not no scrub team.
We're not, and I'm glad that we finally have our quarterback for the future, but it's not looking too good right now as a whole as a Chargers fan. But
I think, do you think y'all would have been better off with Tyrod Taylor starting because he's more of a game manager?
No. I like Tyrod, but if you've seen this guy play, Justin Herbert, with the way he plays, he's ready for the NFL right now. Not to say that Tyrod is not, but they're two completely different quarterbacks. And at this point right now, we need a quarterback that's going to throw it out and air it out there. Whereas Tyrod, game manager is cool, but that's not necessarily going to help us out in, especially in the division.
Okay. So you think
I actually got your quarterback.
In
fantasy. I picked him up because
you had to, because nobody drafted him. You had to.
No, I had Joe Burrow and he got hurt. So I picked up, what's his name? Justin Herbert?
Justin Herbert, yeah.
I picked him up quick and he's been all right. He's been holding it down. I'm fourth.
He's good. We just gotta keep him. So the bad news is we have a coach that's not going to be the coach of the future. He's just not the guy. So we have to move on from him and get a coach that's going to lead us. Because coach, we got Anthony Lynn, love him, brother, love him, but he got to go.
Yeah, I think you guys can land a good coach. You guys, I think you what the Chargers have is something like soil that is just ready to be like tended to with the players, and they got it in their hands. So whoever come in, it's almost like with the Falcons. That's a really,
I knew that was coming with the Falcons. Here we go.
No, I'm just saying the team, to coach the team, it's very attractive to come down here and coach the Atlanta Falcons, especially with the team we got. It's not like we scrubs, but for the Chargers,
Yeah.
I think that's a desirable place for a coach, so that he can just get his, he can do whatever he wants. He just
Put his
it's
input
just
on it.
prime to me.
Right.
Do you think now, since we're talking about that, Marlon, let me ask you this, because is Matt Ryan a top 8 quarterback?
No.
Told you.
That's okay. Top 10.
No hesitation. I wouldn't even put him that high.
Told you.
Top
Matt
10.
Ryan,
He's
Matt,
number
Matt
10.
Ryan, when Matt Ryan was MVP Matt Ryan, when they went to the Super Bowl and got smacked, went around there. Okay, yes, he was a top 2, 3, won an MVP. So he for sure was up there. But I just think that as the years went by, he just, unfortunately, you have the offensive weapons. I don't know if it's just the running game. You had Devontae Freeman. He's injury prone. I mean, you had the weapons. You just were never able to put it together. So now when you look at guys like Big Ben, you got Mahomes, you have Derek Carr is actually playing decent right now. You have Russ, Rodgers. He's not even in that category right now.
What I think was missing is the fact that Matt Ryan has to fight for his life every day of the Sunday hour. He's never had a solid line except for that Super Bowl team.
Matt Ryan reminds me of Alex Smith.
He's way better than Alex Smith. I wouldn't even put him.
Alex
next
Smith
to each other.
And Tyrod Taylor are in the same category.
You think so? You think Alex?
Thank you.
I think Alex
they're
better
game
than
managers.
Tyrod.
You think Alex is?
Yeah, when healthy. When healthy.
One thing, I only put Tyrod a little bit ahead of him just because Tyrod can scramble and he can move. But if you take Tyrod's scrambling ability away from him, they're essentially the same quarterback.
Tyrod can't throw.
I think Matt Ryan's a little more I think Alex Smith's a little more accurate.
I mean, he's not a horrible quarterback. Definitely a great game manager. And I saw whenever they ended up drafting Mahomes and had Mahomes sit by Alex Smith for that year. And so as a Chargers fan, I'm sitting there playing this, and we were talking about fantasy earlier. The year that Mahomes sat behind, the year that Mahomes was starting that first year, nobody knew about him. Nobody knew he was going to be what he is today.
And
I needed a backup quarterback. But I needed a backup quarterback. So I said, all right, well, let me just go and get this Mahomes guy. I know he's going to be decent. I already got Kelsey. Let me just do that. And first game, he gets like 50 points on fantasy. So it's like, okay, I'm glad I picked this guy. So
yeah. But I don't think Matt Ryan was ever on a Mahomes level where Mahomes is now. I don't think Matt Ryan was ever that good.
There's like 3 quarterbacks ever in history that were on Mahomes level that he's on now.
I'm just saying, like, even in his MVP, because I didn't think Matt Ryan doesn't have a big arm. He's not going to throw it down. He doesn't have that gun.
He does. He does. Not anymore. But you got to think of the weapons he had. You had Julio Jones. You got Roddy White. He has Calvin Ridley. Crumpler. Well, no, Crumpler was more Michael Vick days, but he has weapons.
Blended, yeah.
He has weapons now that he can make those throws and throw it up to Julio, because you got Julio Jones. Throw it up, he's gonna get it.
I drafted Julio, and I wish I never did.
Oh, yeah.
I tell people don't do it.
Oh my God, I drafted him. I could have took DeAndre Hopkins before him.
Ooh. And that's the thing. When you got Julio sitting right there, it sounds sexy. It's like, oh, it's Julio. Yeah. But then sometimes you got to look at the team. It's just like with AJ Green. AJ Green 10 years ago, or not 10 years ago, but 7 years ago, he was the guy.
4 years ago, he was still a monster.
Yeah, but now, when you have those dwindling years of Andy Dalton, you're like, oh, and now look at him now. So he's ready to get out of there.
Give me y'all top 5 quarterbacks then, all time. Well, give me present and then give me all time. Let's do present first.